Hello, everyone. Welcome to the week on Going Optimal. We are going to jump into a Strixhaven Premier draft. That is what chat has requested. I'm in. Actually, won resoundingly, like not even close. Best of one, crushed best of three. Don't know what that means exactly, but that's what we're going to do here. I'm feeling a little floundery at this format right now. I was talking to Chad about that before we hopped on to the YouTube spiel here, and a lot of reasons for that. But the fundamental one that I can control is my own mistakes. I'm not reading well enough. I know that's a common mistake for a lot of people. It's definitely a common mistake for me at the beginning of a format. I punted away a game entirely by assuming I knew what a card said because I had read it once the previous game. You know, I just got to remember to check in on cards more, make sure I know exactly what they do, and make better decisions as a result. My results overall have been dismal. I had one good run out of maybe 5 or 6 that I've done so far, but the other ones have all been bad, like 0, 1, or 2 wins in Premier, and maximum 1 win in traditional. I think I did 1 traditional, the rest Premier, and with one exception, I maxed my wins at 2. It's been a rough go so far, but I was telling chat that I'm feeling hopeful because I feel like I can at least acknowledge that a lot of the roughness is due to my own play mistakes that I feel I can improve on. So if I shore those up, get to the better side of some variance, and help get some interaction with chat to help better understand this format. This is one of these times I talk about early in the format where my pace of play is pretty steady. I get in, 6 to 8 games a day or so, and then I move on. We're at a time where a lot of my chat, a lot of my viewers, a lot of the members of this community have actually way outdrafted me and have a lot better insights about what's going on than I do. And so these week 1 drafts are as much a place for me to get information from chat as vice versa, if not more so, as we collectively try to understand the format and define the conventional wisdom that is going to help us move forward. Conventional wisdom like, if you're looking for tabletop cardboard, you should check out cardkingdom.com. That is just the conventional wisdom of the industry because everybody knows they have among the best inventories out there, the best buy prices out there. And they're getting stuff in stock all the time. There's a lot of goodies in this new set that appeal to me as a blingy cube maker. I don't do a lot of paper magic that's not just limited, but the passion projects of mine that maybe for others might be like Commander or something. For me, it's cubes and Canadian Highlander decks to enjoy some of the blingier aspects of what the game has to offer. And boy, between Time Spiral Remastered and Strixhaven's Mystical Archives, I have a lot of cool bling on my shopping list. And honestly, Card Kingdom doesn't always have every bit of it, but they always have a restock notice button for me. And I use it a lot, especially on stuff that's not always there. You can't just name a foil and find it in stock at the big players in Magic. Sometimes they're just out of it. And I love that with Card Kingdom, I can put in an alert and I get an email as soon as the thing that I am coveting is available and in stock. In this case, I actually bought some cards this morning from Card Kingdom after I got restock notices from the night before. I don't know if they got new pre-order stock, like they've recounted how many boxes they're going to open, but basically they broadened their availability of pre-order stock, and I went and I got some of the some foil copies of the 1/2 flyer that shuts off ETB effects unless the controller pays 2. I think that's going to be a big card down the road because of the shenanigans. Not only does it mess with what your opponents are doing in Commander, but you can set up your whole deck to benefit from having your negative ETBs countered. So I think that's an interesting card, and I wanted to get some for my future play and for my sense of I think this is going to be worth more than this in 5 years or something. I like doing that. So just remember that Card Kingdom is awesome, and they sponsor this here broadcast. So if you want to keep this broadcast going, be sure to check them out via my affiliate link and let them know you got there from here, won't you? Thank you, everybody. Now let's click the magic button. And in terms of gold versus gems, I'm going to try to get to basically like 68, 69, close in on 70,000 gold. And then I'm going to switch back to generating gems, because what I'm looking to do is get 3 buy-ins based on the previous math for the upcoming open. If the open's priced the same, then closing in on 70K will give me 3 buy-ins in gold, which is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to keep doing this. All right, let's try to figure this out. What have we got? We're opening on a command. These are pretty powerful, right? Is this powerful? Target creature gets +3/+3 against flying till end turn. This is sorcery, so that's just like a finishing move. Return target creature with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, get back a 2-drop. Draw a card and lose a life. Opponent sacrifices a creature. That seems like... oh, sorry. My bad. I know how to do this. Shut up. Silver Quill command, a reasonable place to start, but is it even better than something like Return Pass Caller? You got 16 seconds here. What else do we like? Expel, not good enough for this spot. Don't like that. Nothing really else here calling out between these two. I'm going to go with the command, but the pass caller is also a 2-for-1 that you could have considered there, but we'll give the rare 2-for-1 a chance over the common one. Here we have the Professor of Symbology. We were talking about one of the questions we all have is kind of where to take learn cards. I think this is one of the premium learn cards. You're generally happy running a 2-mana 2/1 just to fill your curve. To get an actual spell out of it for later is excellent, and it's monocolored. Someone was talking about this Pilgrim of the Ages being a relevant player, and it is. This is a 2-for-1 at common. I mean, it's only a 2/1 for 3 and a plains, but it can even be more later if you start recurring it. Shock, pretty good here. Mage Hunter's Onslaught is just straight up removal. This is a Pride Pledge Mage, nice as well. A lot of stuff that could go in the deck, but I do think that the Professor is nice. Let's just take that. Pilgrim Wheels. Which Pilgrim? Oh, the hybrid one. Well, Lorehold Excavation was one we discussed before streaming, before recording for YouTube, and is this great? Is this awful? I can't even tell yet. So Spiteful Squad or Rise are the things leaping out here. You could take a you want to get these later, I think, though. Probably just one of these two, with Lorehold Campus helping with this possible splash being third. Yeah, let's take... I like Rise. I don't know. Spiteful Squad has not really been working for me, but nothing has. So I don't know. I'm a little lost, to be honest. But I have been impressed by this. Every time this does get cast, it's a groan passer, right? I'm like, ugh. So I'm going to take the... Also, yeah, this is technically goes in a ton of different schools, whereas the black-white cards only go in the one, so it has a legit chance of wheeling. Since we're kind of locked into the Quill stuff here, we could just take a Campus. What are we looking at if not? We're looking at Lash of Malice. I guess just more removal. this didn't jump out at me as removal. What did I think this was? I thought this was the card draw thing at first, but I think this is takeable. Like I do want to get some campus. I think mana is really important in the format, and I want to pick up these cards early. And yeah, Soul Steeper could be the best card. But is it enough better than Lash to hedge? I don't think so. I think Lash is good enough to just take. Not better than Muse. Well, maybe it's not better than Muse, but the thing with the black-green uncommon is that we were only one color off from actually casting her, so she was a legit consideration. Seems like we're in a decent lane here, though. We are now given the uncommon. I mean, these are signpost creature uncommons for the pairs, and they suggest we got Elocution, Arrogant Poet would be good. Leech Fanatic would be good. Plum of the Forbidden I haven't cast yet, but it seems like it could be fine. Yeah, this seems like the worst one, right? Because it's really, I mean, but if it's these colors, it's basically a colorless 3/3 flyer for 3. Maybe I should just take one of the 2 drops. Maybe that's better, but let's experiment with this, see how good it is. Tendrils. I don't think that's where we're at. I don't think we're going to be tendrilsing anybody out. But we can take a Campus here or a Spectre. People saying Spectre is great. I don't disagree, but I'm kind of feeling like Campus or Sciences is where I want to start. I'm not saying this isn't good, but I'm feeling like we don't necessarily want a bunch of these, and I want to get one of these later. Interesting that maybe this is where I'm supposed to be listening to chat and going against my gut, which is to take Campus. I'm going to take Campus. Maybe I'm hearing, though, Sciences. I maybe it was underrating Sciences there. Do you like Sciences or Squad here? Or Unwilling Ingredient is interesting, too. A little bit better in the green-black, but still good here. Inkcaster, do you like this? I've had trouble. I tried making this work, and it didn't. I'm kind of on Squad or Sciences. But I'll take Squad. I don't know. Sciences really help. If you want to go 3 colors, Sciences is great. Like, Sciences enables the 3-color plan pretty well. Umbral Juke is worth it. This is solid. I mean, neither mode is very strong, but having access to either mode is very strong. See you, Phil. Oh, I like the Menace Frog quite a bit. I think it's a good... I like it. I do. I didn't think it was the pick there, but I'm fine with any of the ingredients. I mean, it replaces itself. So, Expel? Or now do we try the Inkcaster? I guess we can try the Inkcaster. Right, I kind of like I'm going to go with the Expel. I've tried the Inkcaster and it didn't work for me, so I'm just going to go with my gut here and take the things that have actually been working, like Interaction. Pilgrim here over First Year or Quill. Some people like the Pledge Mage. Pilgrim, 2 for 1. Yeah, I don't know whether we're trying to be control-y or aggro-y yet. I feel like we have the tools for either. Let's take the 2 for 1. Squad came all the way back around. Crushing Disappointment seems like a fine playable, but I'm gonna... You also seem to get it pretty late. Beaming defense, unlikely to see play. A lot of red left in the pack, so maybe there is some Mardu plan available. I think we want a Poet over Elocution. I don't know if Elocution is even that good. Expel is an underrated card. Hey, look, we wield it anyway. No biggie. I feel like there's a lot of Expel is bad in whatever. It's like Expel is less good in aggressive decks than it is in defensive decks, but I still run it even in aggressive decks. I think the whole it's tapped creatures, or it does not remove a blocker. The whole it does not remove a blocker thing gets thrown around with too heavy a hand to knock removal spells. What do we got in Semester's End? This is an on-color rare, but I don't know what it does. 4 mana instant. Exile any number of target creatures and players you control. At the beginning of the next end step, return them to the battlefield. Each of them enters with an additional +1/+1 counter. Okay, so baseline, it's like a 4 mana Anthem. But we might want to reduce to memory. I got 5 seconds. Where are we at? Yeah, I guess I'm gonna take that. Sorry, this is also partly why I'm not doing as well, is that I'm running out of time on my picks. Let's see, Squad, Aegis Guardian hasn't seemed particularly great, although I guess if you needed to go long, you could do worse, but I don't like this. Yeah, are we just taking Pilgrim? This wheeled, though. I bet we'd wheel this again, although we're just gonna wheel something else here. We could take Expanded Anatomy. You like Show of Confidence? Maybe I'm underrating it. I guess it copies. Like it, it triggers a lot of stuff. Yeah, I bet we wheel this. I'm going to take the Anatomy. But maybe I need to look closer at Show. I see Show of Confidence as being fine, but not amazing. Maybe I need to see how it can be amazing. Campus Guide, Lumimancer. I picked up a bunch of these in foil before they blew up, so that's cool. Pillar Drop Rescuer. 3 value, Graveyard to Hand. This is a value engine card. Yeah, this is not a great limited card, though. Warning has some... I haven't seen it used to great effect for or against me yet, but it feels like it could. Like that it for 1 mana is sneaky. But I'm going to take the Rescuer. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. I'm somewhat was just disappointed by that whole pack. This is bad. Not taking that. Here's another Expel that we could pass on. Maybe Pledge Mage number 1 over another one of these 4s. Crushing Disappointment. Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry, I saw the red and kind of tuned out this, but yeah, we can take that. That's fine. Oh, I'll happily play a second Expel. Again, I think I'm up on Expel compared to most people. I don't know. I don't know why people are so down on instant speed exile target tapped creature for 3 mana. It seems pretty good to me. I get the knock of it in aggro, but I don't get the overall knock on it. Here, yeah, Defend the Campus as a 1-of in best of 3 seems, and best of 1 seems fine. Another Rise. We have 1 Rise already. I think I just want a second Lash over a second Rise. You like a Guiding Voice? Yeah, I guess we could try this too. Let's try this. I've been not really running these cheap low impact learn, but maybe I need to learn to love the low impact learns because of what they learn you, right? Mage Hunter as a 4-drop or just another 2? Probably just want another 2, really. Yeah, Boots is interesting as well, but I think, don't we want 2s at this point? Like, we're mid-pack 2, we only have a couple of 2-drops. I think we need to, as much as I like the other options, I think we need to focus on some 2s. So I'm going to go with a Fanatic. But if you wanted the Boots, I don't blame you. I'm not sure about that pick. Not sure. Elocution has failed to work for me. We could try Hunt for Specimens. Biblioplex is free-ish, but it's not free. It's free-ish, not free. So I think we take another learning opportunity. And here we could grab something to learn. I like this one. Like I kind of not goof grab, but quickly grabbed Reduced to Memory, which has it's pretty significant cost. I like Necrotic Fumes better, I think, especially if we're going to produce some occasional sacrifice fodder. Semester's End comes back around. We could take it just to collection build. We can also take another lesson. Dissenter, Essence Infusion. I don't like that. I don't like Star Pupil. People seems medium to me. I don't know. People seem to like it. Math likes it. Let's take Semester's End for the gems in collection building, if nothing else, and then see what we want to do with that. And look at this. I mean, we're at least in a good lane. We talked about all 3 of these cards the first time around. So now I will give Show of Confidence a chance. And now we do get a Professor's Warning or Introduction to Prophecy. We did get a lot of learn spells. Maybe we need to pick up some more learning. We got 4 right now. 4 is all right. Should have taken the lesson. I don't know which lesson we're talking about, but I would. Wow, yeah, we found the right lane at least. Should we take a Pledge Mage though here? You like Squad number 3? I like a 3-drop number 1. Here's another Show of Confidence. Do not like this spirit. I have found, especially in Silver Quill, that 4s just blow up. It seems like there's a lot of Silver Quill commons at 4 for some reason. Maybe that's just in my head, but I feel like this is always my Icicle so far in this color pair. Umbral Juke is an option. It's going to be what I reserve for now. You want a red splash for Urza's Rage? It's not worth... Why splash red for this? Juke is fine. Great, maybe an overstatement, but super solid. Super solid. Very flexible. Neither side great. Having access to both is great. Thunderous Orator seems like a great 2-drop for us. I'm not actually 100% sure how many of these things we trigger, but we'll do our best. We'll see what comes up. This is a little less interesting. We can just take an Eager First Year, I guess. Hole Filler. But it does set us up with depth in 2 that frees us up to pick freely the rest of the way. Yeah, we could take Pledge Mage. Do we like this? I guess a 5/5 for 5 is not bad. What has happened to me that a 5/5 for 5 is like whatever now? You want the Dusk Mage? This has not seemed great to me, but I've never had... this is the most tools I've had to put counters on it. It still feels like a lot of work to me for what seems like a medium card. Agonizing Remorse. Powerful and constructed. I'm going to pass on it here. We have another Hunt. Like Mage Hunter. Yeah, I passed on this before to make sure we had 2s, but now we have the 2s, so we can just take this. We probably wheel this anyway, the way this is going. I'm going to take the Mage Hunter. It can be. This is not that thick. This is like, I'm not even sure we're playing Semester's End. Let's put that in the board, and then you see that it's not that bad. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 4. 5 4-drops is not like stupid thick or something. This kind of plays out mostly like a 3-2 for 2, but easy to cast in this deck. We're going to happily take it. Unwilling Ingredient. Get in our deck. Biblioplex Assistant is coming up a little bit for me. It's pretty vulnerable, and that's not card advantage, but the card selection is real. And sometimes a 2/1 flyer for 4 that says you draw removal next turn is pretty solid. You know, I've come up on it. We're not taking it here, but I just wanted to mention that that it has done some work. And in the the Lorehold deck, it also triggers leaving graveyard, so that's cool too. Dueling Coach. Is this any good? I mean, it's at least a 3/3 for 4. And it kind of feels... I'll take it. I'll take it, but I'm not convinced that it's actually good. It seems to me like the... Lityara, the hill giant that exiled a creature card from your graveyard to put 2 counters on something, felt like that. I'm like a Poet. Plumb the Forbidden, maybe I need to try this card, but I have a hard time passing playable 2-drops that turn this into a curve-based affair. I don't know. I have 2 Show of Confidence. I can believe that they're good. I don't know if they're 3 copies good. I'm going to take the lesson. Hey, this is pretty good to get this late. Was talking about how Marshall was hoping this card is good because then it's a sweet format. I was looking at it again as a Lorehold going, yeah, I could see Lorehold making use of this, making a long game happen, and then doing the graveyard to bottom to trigger stuff. I don't think we need a 1/4 to stall board. I think we're going to try and be pretty aggressive. Maybe I'll even try this Dusk Mage. I think we're pretty built out at 2 now and could actually use a 3. And I don't know how good this is in this deck, so I'm going to try it. And this is also one of the reasons I might be not having as much success early on as that I will later, is that I'm saying things like, I'm not sure about this, but I'm going to try it. There's a lot of I'm going to try it going on, which I think is appropriate. Here's another Biblioplex Assistant I could consider. But still like that choice. Star Pupil, I don't think this is for us. And I'm not taking white tricks when we're already trying. I just don't see how we take, like, isn't this the white trick we're trying? Like, I got 2 of these. That's what we're going to do, right? But don't we already have one of those anyway? I thought we had yeah, look, we got one of those anyway. So, like, maybe we'll build this way. Let's try this. So, definitely playing the Orator, the Professor, the Guiding Voice, yes. Definitely one show of confidence. Definitely this Expel. Definitely the Pilgrim. I don't know if Dueling Coach is good. Again, to get back to what I was saying, it reminds me of the that Hill Giant that tapped to put 2 counters on things. It was just like, yeah, you could see how it could, given time, take over a game, but there was just so many times where you had no time to do that. So I just have my fear of Dueling Coach is that, yep, played me a Hill Giant. Let's see if I ever have time to activate. No, I don't. Nope, the game is over. No, it's a 4-mana 3/3. It can target itself. I haven't put Semester's End in yet because that's a thing that needs to justify itself beyond being a 4-mana 4-mana vigilance for the turn / Glorious Anthem. Yeah, we do have counter synergy, but I'm gonna come and take a look at it at the end. I kind of grabbed this with feeling underwhelmed by the pack, but I don't know if we actually want this. Maybe I do want to Lash, though. The Arrogant Poets seem good, as does the Leech Fanatic, and then at least 1 Hunt for Specimens. Definitely the Ingredient. Definitely both Umbral Jukes. I like the Mage Hunter. We like a Spectre. I'm not convinced of the Inkcaster. Kind of is a question of this stuff again, like how countery are we doing? Maybe both hunts. I'm not going to presume it. I'm trying to be conservative here. But you're right. It is visionary-like. It's just that you do draw a very specific subset of cards. We're definitely playing this, and I'll deal with lands later. Another creature control with flying. How many flyers do we even have? I think we have enough to run it, but it's not going to be super impressive beyond a... oops. These make flyers. These can die as flyers, I suppose. This can get flying. We don't actually have a lot of natural flying, just something to consider as we plan this out. And that's just in the deck so far, though. There's possibly... How do I look? Can I search in here? Yeah, I think so. So we add that we weren't going to play the Rescuer. This can get flying. I think we are going to play that. Definitely playing our command. Don't think we're playing the assistant. So, yeah, did we get one of those lessons? Actually, I didn't get one of those specific lessons. We want this Rise, though. I think we want these squads. And boom, like, this is what I mean. This is why you do it this way. Like, I guess we want, and then boom, the deck is full, right? I mean, we knew we had a tough deck on this front. What is this split right now? This is a 14-9 split. I get it's still missing, but it's not that I haven't banged the gavel. Math, yeah, we could do 16. This is a best of 1 where that's more justified. And we probably will. So we can do this, this, and then boom, boom. I especially don't mind 16 with double campus. So yeah, let's get the other hunt in. I like the Marshall Sutcliffe style of explaining a card, right? How to explain this to Marshall. It's like it's like an Elvish Visionary. Think of it as an Elvish Visionary, except you always draw a spell. And the creature you get is better than an Elvish Visionary. So effectively, it's like... it's not strictly better. It makes a better creature, and the draw is not for sure better, but it's different. What else do we want to... Yeah, worried about getting outclassed. We could run the dueling coach to just help with that a bit. Leech Fanatic is not just a bear. It attacks with lifelink. I'm pretty enamored with making sure my 2s are strong. We can see how many we've got. You know, if we're just loaded at creatures at 2, you could talk me out of it. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 early creature plays. Yeah, we could justify cutting a 2-drop if we really wanted to shore up the bigger end. Like, yeah, like bring in some beef, just the beefiest thing we've got. And we're also running the Mage Hunter as, it's not beefy, but it has some reach, you know? So then what's our worst card? What do we cut for that big drop? We can cut a 2, as I said. Is Leech the worst 2? I mean, these Arrogant Poets are pretty aggressive, but they're also more fragile. When does this happen? Whenever it attacks, it gains flying. Okay, so we just stack these and stack this first to give it flying, and then the Orator comes along. Yeah, so I like the Orator plus the double Poet then. People suggesting cut the squad. I don't know. I consider this almost part of our beef. Death Touch, there's some huge blue-green stuff going around, and having Death Touch on the ground seems really good against that. So 2/2 flyer is being suggested as well. I also don't. Maybe this is just cute. Maybe this is a colorless 2/2 flyer for 3. That's just whatever. But I really feel like where we're thick is actually good news at 2, and I think we do. I think Leech Fanatic might be the worst of these. Which is saying something, because I think Leech Fanatic is pretty strong. We saw how dominant Story Seeker ended up being last set. This is 16. Nice try, Travis. Silencer is a 3/2 vanilla, but it's still better. I'd still run that over Leech Fanatic, right? Well, so what do you want to cut then? A Poet? I guess we could cut the Laureate, like funny Poet Laureate. The Laureate side of the Poet Laureate. Tron likes the flyer. What do you want to cut? Could cut something down here too, but I like our learning that we do have. Like how many things we even have that learn in the deck? Okay, 4, 5. Actually, do we even have... Yeah, that's probably fine. Because if you run out of things to get, you can always do the rummage, and you're not likely to cast all of your learn spells in one game. Yeah, I guess we could cut Expel. As much as I made my point of defending it, we do have other interaction. Not a ton, though. Umbral Juke is not targeted. Yeah, I don't know. Ingredient, interesting call. Yeah, we're talking about what's our worst low drop. Maybe it's just an ingredient. Cutting ingredient is kind of like cutting opt. You know what I mean? Well, it's a built-in 2-for-1. It needs to stay, says Math, except the 2 that you're talking about is the 1/1 Menace for 1 and the 3 mana draw card, right? And it's like Yeah, it's better than opt that way, but you see what I'm getting at, right? That you can make it if it's not fundamentally part of your plan to like sacrifice for value. I can see getting rid. It's certainly playable, but if it's not fundamentally, if sack for value isn't plan A in your deck, it is something that you could let go. No, we don't have good counter generation. We're not even playing the captain that does the thing. Show of Confidence puts like 1 on, right? Show of Confidence gets a copy. There's things we could include, but we're not. All right, I think I'm on ingredient plan. That makes sense to me. And then, wait, what did we put? What did I cut that I shouldn't? Oh, this. We're going to leave this in. Leave the flyer in. All right, let's try this. We got some bling redeemed. Nyx lands, you got it. Oh, I promised Mama some free sleeves. Yeah, the ingredient is free in a similar way that opt is free, and in a similar way where you're still willing to cut opt even though it's free. Free but low impact is still something you sometimes cut. I understand you now, Keith. Different meaning of free, but I hear you. Yeah, we could cut Show of Confidence for, like, how is Professor's Warning not better than Show of Confidence given what we're likely to do? I mean, it just misses the vigilance, right? Let's try this instead. Right? This feels like the better choice over Show of Confidence if we're about this kind of trick. The master, like this? This dude? Oh, this? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think our deck is that +1/+1 counter based. It's just not. The color pair might be, but this deck isn't. It's got some stuff for sure. And but this just feels too slow and clunky to me, bottom line. It was reminding me of the one from Kaldheim that looked promising in green, but also was too slow. So that's my theory, and a lot of people are backing that up. Let's call this, what are we calling this? I need brilliant deck names from my brilliant chat. Semester's End. Yeah, we can do something poet-based. Purple Prose. Oh, it didn't even take. Let's just start here. There's a lot of other suggestions about how we can tweak this. I'm going to run it as is, and we'll take some lessons back to edit in a game or two, okay? Oh, I haven't adjusted lands, though. I promised Nyx lands. All right, well, let's see how this does. Tell me how you think we're going to do, and we'll give it a try. Well, not the mana we wanted to see out of the gate here, but double Umbra Juke makes me want to keep this anyway. Matt says greedy to keep. I don't think it's too greedy when you need one card to be humming along on 3. 1 land. It's not a great hand, but I don't think it's a mole. I think a random 6 is going to be generally worse. Looks we got something to do here. Didn't get that basic land finder that we wanted. Passed it a couple times. We're going to just take... what are we taking? Fumes, yeah, because I guess we made the pest to make this good. Cardboard line might not be open. Let me open it and see how we're doing on cardboard. All right, got a little unlucky to not find any land by turn 3. That's going to hurt, but we can still recover if we can find something from here. All right, CBL is up. Let me know if there's any issues. You can try and mess with it if so. Hello, Oil Can. Welcome. Woof. Well, this has been part of my results for sure. I've just had some tough keeps that didn't get there. This looks like another one. Second shot on Friday. I am on my way towards indestructibility or something. We are gonna pitch... It's not indestructibility math. I'm not like, I can't jump off cliffs. Dang it. I was pretty sure that was the result of my inoculation. Thanks for the clarification though, math. You've saved my life, literally. What do we help save this game? What are we ditching? Expel. Squad seems like it might be the thing to give up here. Yeah, Guiding Voice, although it's a 2-for-1 if we can get something big enough to trade. I kind of like Guiding Voice in this situation. I think it helps us rebuild. I'm going to get rid of the squad because it's the most expensive thing, and we're not against green, which is where I really like the squad. That's true. Maybe I should have ditched the Pilgrim, except it's kind of the card I want to play next. Like, if I could choose, if I could stack my deck, I would put a Plains on top and play Pilgrim. So, I hear you. I think it's a little bit optimistic to pitch this because we intend to, at 6, get it back. That's all right. When we win this one, you're going to be really surprised. All right, and And here we go. I could play this and try to trade off whatever. I'm going to Pilgrim and get more land. Let's go. Now happily trade off for the Campus Guide if given the chance. Trade off for any spell in their hand. They have announced another limited one, Great God. It was theoretical before. I was saving for theoretical opens. Now the open is not theoretical, but the savings are still theoretical because we don't know 100% whether we're getting the same pricing or not. All right, well, that was a pain in the butt as well, but we're not pain in the butt, but we can 2-spell here. Do we want to? Let's see. We can, if we 2-spell and put a +1/+1 counter on, I'd like to put it on something that would live, but nothing we have really lives. I guess we could go 3/2, make it a 4/3, and then it lives through the Campus Guide. We don't use all of our mana that way, but I guess if we don't have another 2 toughness to throw this on, what else are we doing? We don't. So this is our only 2 toughness, so I'm going to do it. Oh, right. I have to... that other thing this card does. Let's see. We should name something. Give me a removal spell. What's the common removal spell? Lash of Malice? The 4-mana one. What's that? Mage Hunter's Onslaught. That's what I'm going to name. Let's see. Now we're going to go get a Spirit Summoning so we can continue to play things. I'm not sure that was 100% correct, but we're pretty jammed on things to play. That's not really the issue. All right. Pretty awkward to have a literal fistful of 3-drops, like up and down the line 3-drops, and you got 5 mana. So what can we do with that? Is there anything extra? Not really. Kind of like... Oh, that's true. Tonga, I forget that too. Keith mentions forgetting that as well. I'm so locked into going and learning from the sideboard, I forget that sometimes what you really want to do is rummage, especially if you are looking for more lands. I'm not sure I would have done it there, but I certainly need to be... That's one of my leaks in this format that I need to be thinking about. You do get to rummage when you learn if you want. Yeah, let's do Pledge Mage to set up for next turns. I like that. We probably get attacked by the Shield Mage and we can expel it. I don't know if Siriana's play, but like we can expel it next turn or make it flying and block. Yeah, there's a lot of things we can do there. I'm going to keep the Silencer on the ground, but I do like having the instant speed Pledge Mage opportunities next turn, especially if we find a land. Somehow, with the way Oppo's been playing, I don't know if we're going to keep this Pledge Mage. How sweet would it be if we were right and that Mage Hunter's Onslaught was correct? Ten life. Life does matter here. This also feels kind of slow and clunky, but we'll see. Did find our land, so that's real nice. I like the double Umbra Juke available. We got just a lot of instants here that we can cast. Obviously, these sorceries can't. If we don't cast these known sorceries, it's somewhat of a tip to our opponent that we're up to something, but let's make them figure it out. I like having the double. I like expel, juke, juke as our options for this turn. Oh man, one of my favorite New Pornographers songs from the last couple albums is called Juke. I'm gonna have to get a Juke meme from somebody, whether my son or maybe me. Maybe I'll have to make my own Juke meme. What does this do? Rare. Oh yeah, this one. This is the one you have to kill. We'll kill that. That's not gonna hit us. All right, they are doing it. So let's go. Ah, so many things we can do here. I like, let's start with expelling the Lore Mage. Now maybe I shouldn't have expelled because I want to use that for Warsinger, but we're gonna, yeah, maybe I should have done Juke first and save the expel. Oh, okay, there you go. So expel wouldn't have worked there anyway. We need to come up with ground stuff anyway. And then, let's see. So yeah, what is this? Still seems like they're up to something. But we gotta try some blocks. We don't have really the choice. I'm gonna go ahead and even block their biggest. Oh, they're just letting it go to this? Post-damage edict? Yeah, I mean, wow. You think I should juke before it blocks? I was going to actually go for a... yeah, I guess I should have, because now I can go juke, juke, and clear their board. You're right, I should have. Oh, well, I'm not going to compound the mistake. I'm going to do it now. I was a little scared though. Like I didn't want to reopen the door for them to do something. I think that's part of my instinctive play there was like, oh, if I don't do anything, I get this. They can't go back on this, right? If I do something, they can re-enter with something to mess up combat. So the underlying heuristic that my brain played there was take what you're given, right? So I'm going to now juke again, sack that thing, and just create a spirit. Blot out the sky. Luis and Marshall arguing whether this was an A or an A+. We're seeing the A+ form of the card show up here a bit. So now we just lose, right? I mean, there you go. That's how that card works. But look at that. You know, we really struggled at the beginning of this game. We kept our head. I even said, hey, you know, watch us win this anyway. We're not dead yet. And really, we stuck with it. We played it out in a I think, you know, in a world where some players would have just frustration scooped when they didn't find their land for the 4th turn in a row or whatever. But we really just lost in the end to this rare, you know, or to this mythic, right? We played well and got ourselves back in it and had the front foot and then lost to a mythic. But again, I've not had any success in this format, so losing is feeling quite normal to me. but I'm trying to keep the right attitude about it, which is to understand what happened, what we could have done differently, what sacrifices we're making early in the format. I mean, we're taking experimental choices in some places. I mean, there's a lot of cards in the sideboard right now people think should be main deck. But we're going to play one more game, and then remind me if you can. I know it doesn't always work with me, but do your best to remind me after this game, and we'll try and go and reassess before we go back in again. I don't know. I'm already kind of past it now, Keith. Suffice it to say, we were expecting a trick. I took the targeted removal to get into, well, whatever. Let's wait till after this game at the very least if you want to revisit that. This is a nice keep, though. Gotta like this. This card seems great. One thing how good is deal 2 damage to a creature for 1 mana in a given format? In this format, we've got the black spell that effectively does that through -2, and the shock that's in the archives. And there are so many good uncommon 2 toughness creatures that I think dealing 2 damage seems very powerful in the format to me. You want to prevent ramp. Yeah, I like Mage Duel better. Let's just go for the common removal when we don't know. Premium common removal in the colors we're seeing seems like the best thing to do. Especially when it could blow you out that very next turn. They make a 3/4 and fight. Biomathematician could be interesting, but we don't know they're in doing that for sure, but it looks like teamer stuff going on here. Do we want to just offer this trade? I think we trade and then juke and just clear this board, and we're happy with that. This thing gets out of hand quick, so I should remember what cards I've brought in so I can remember what memes to show you when they happen. Even my meme makers don't know which ones I have hooked up. I only have 2. And Duncan, I think they're both hats, so sorry, buddy, but we're gonna get you. All right. I guess we just go squad here. Next turn, we can Pilgrim for a land if we don't have one. Maybe we draw a 2-drop and go Pilgrim land, play 2-drop. Don't want to trade off the squad yet. Would like to come up with another creature to put the counters on after trading off. So we're going to say no blocks here. All right, looks like we got the land anyway, so we can just get the 5/5, which is a great place to put the counters. Although you could even make a case for making the flyer to put counters on. But I think just the brick wall on the ground seems good here. And the next turn we get Pilgrim for a land and the 3-drop if we don't find a land. Yeah, second squad is interesting because you can put the counters from one on the other. I want to get some... I like the Pledge Mage, though. I think this is fine. And now we can Pilgrim and Shadow Wing anyway. We just have some extra mana. So... could send in the Pledge Mage, but why are you worried about the Pilgrim first? What are we doing Pilgrim first for? Search your library related and put in your hand, then shuffle it. I'm not sure. I just don't know why Rob is screaming about the Pilgrim first. Because that's where we want counters, but I wasn't going to attack with the squad. I was going to leave it back. If we were going to attack with everything, then I should figure out what we want counters on. That's my disconnect. I wasn't thinking we were going to put counters on anything, or I wasn't thinking we were sending the squad. But if we send the squad, we should definitely play the flyer, I think. So we'll play the flyer. And then we can do the alpha that y'all want. I'm in for this now. They can trade for our double block our Pledge Mage or trade off the squad. Either is fine with us. We don't know what this card is, so that could be a game changer, depending. But Oppo is letting us know it is not a game changer. Yes, you're right about Upkeep Scry as a potential, but probably not next turn. I'm not going to worry about it right now. And yeah, we'll take that trade. Well, they got back to their 8 lands right quick. I do kind of like that there's a color pair whose theme in the set is 8 lands. And hey, look, good on us for naming what we did. I'm going to go ahead and sell them that this is a suicide attack because of the Pilgrim's recursion ability. But in fact, not only is there a recursion play, we can lash and recur here. And of course, if they take the squad and trade off for that, we get a big Pilgrim. And we could return this to our hand. That's quite clunky. I'm just gonna squad it up, double squad. I'll give you one hint. None of the new memes I've loaded up are in our deck. We need our opponents to play these to get them. But I'll also tease you and say both of them could be in this opponent's deck. All right, we got our victory, and I'm remembering we're going to go see if we want to try any other stuff out. Sorry, I haven't updated any of my info here. Let's get that going. We're now 1-1. All right, so some cards that people wanted to give a chance to include Dueling Coach, includes especially the rare. Where's the rare? This Semester's End. Should we try Semester's End? Let's at least try Semester's End, and we could cut Expel. let's see. Expel. Warning. I think we want our learning. And I like Lash. Yeah, I don't think Coach is good. That's why I'm not bringing it in right here. But we do want to try the Edict. You mean the Juke? But it's not just an Edict. Is there is there another Edict we have? Yeah, I like Expel. I was just saying if we want to cut a spell, it's an example of a spell. It's an Expel. Yeah, we're not cutting Umbral Juke. This card is great. I really don't know exactly what we're getting out of Semester's End. Why do we like this? Why do we want to bring this in? Why are we doing this? Science? We don't have ETBs. I mean, Pilgrim? You're just so psyched to get a second Plains from your Pilgrim of the Ages? Like, now that I'm looking at it, I don't know why we're bothering. Like, the counters, sure. I mean, yes, it's a 4-mana Glorious Anthem for what you've already got on board. Well, there's people making some cases for it, responding to interaction. All right, I'll cut the warning, and we're going to ask ourselves, would we rather be warned by the professor or just end the semester? One of the two. Let's try it. But I'm going to get back at it here. If part of its job is to fade removal, that's part of the job of the card we cut, or that is the main job of the card we cut. They're not similar in casting cost. 1 versus 4, obviously much different, but at least they're doing a similar job, or have some crossover. Looks good. Again, I love the Lash. I just think so many people are playing reasons to have 2 damage to a creature going on. Like now, for example. Just gonna do that. Keep things clear. Use all our mana. And we could take Arrogant Poet, but Orator as a draw is interesting. But we can go... I think with the Orator, that's probably going to be a turn 4 play now, or maybe... Yeah, I think it's Orator or Poet. I'm just not sure what the right one first is. Probably Poet or Orator. It's just a better creature. Oh yeah, you like Hunt because it does secure us a 3-drop, but the thing is, I think an Arrogant Poet is going to be better for us than any of our lessons on 3. So I'm going to do this. Yeah, that's fair, Robert. I was being hasty. I just should have let them make their choices first. Gotta decide if we're blocking the Leech Fanatic or not. I'm gonna say no, because if we find land, we can squad and then block it. I haven't talked about sound design specifically, but I will say that set after set, the sound design on Arena has been great, and it's an outsourced thing. They basically have sound genius doing his thing for the game. Okay, so this, I got completely wrecked by the Ink Duelist yesterday. This is one of the cards that I was telling people I spec'd on foils a little bit on. I got like 16 Ink Duelist foils, maybe more, maybe 24, just because this card seems busted to me for a 2-drop uncommon creature. It is like, it is so good. They played this, and then their removal spells were 1 and 2 mana. It was crazy. I had no chance. They were playing 6-drop removal as 4 drops and wrecked me. Just wrecked me. Anyway, we're going to try and wreck them by expelling this on their turn, and I'm going to go for the attack and pay. Got the right order. And then I'm going to go ahead and expel the Ink Duelist on attacks. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe I shouldn't have paid, and I should have let those creatures. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have done it just because they never would have blocked. So, good point. Now this is pretty. Okay, this doesn't give him vigilance or anything, though. And as scary as this is, I really want to expel the Ink Duelist. So we are going to have to go long here, but they are using up cards to get, to make big threats. I'm going to expel the thing that scares me the most, which is still the Duelist, and then really hope to find a land for the squad. Our life total race is way out of hand, but we have the tools to recover. Double Professor is rough, but we found our land. We really needed that, right? Maybe we can use command to some effect here. Let's see. Turn target creature 2 variants from graveyard. Yeah, don't have anything for that yet, right? So I guess we're not doing the command now anyway. So let's squat it. And again, do we even want to be aggressive here? We're now at 24 to 12. I think I just got to say no attacks, because if they get rid of our squad, yeah, I guess I could just offer the Poet. That's fair. I like Scotty's line. We'll go halfway. We'll offer him something, but then we have at least a block on this Professor if they kill our squad. And that's a great point too. If we do lose one of these low drops, suddenly command has another mode for us. So I guess we could just still offer here. We get another squad in a minute and stop this bleeding. So yeah, I'll trade. Let's take the sure thing here while we have it. More mana. Let's hunt and use the subsequent lesson appropriately, shall we? And what lesson should we get? Probably just spirit summoning, get on board. It trades, which is not super exciting, but I like it better than the other options. Anybody disagree with just going for a spirit? That's what I'm doing. I like the creature. I mean, and I'm going to offer the poet again here. They can trade if they want. We got blocks. All right. Scurry. I wonder if we can like crash in and get him to trade off Professor, leaving us with a command that does some work. If we attack, I kind of like attack all, or attack. I guess if we send, I'm going to send in the 3/2. I bet they block on the ground. And now by blocking on the ground, the command gets rid of the shield mage without even having to target the creature. And so what's the other side of the mode? We want to have them sack. We can draw and lose a life, or get a 2-drop back. Probably just want to return like Thunderous Orator to the battlefield. That's all right, right? So return and opponent sacks. Lots of people in chat better than me, because I think I might have blocked reflexively in Oppo's spot there as well. It just is kind of one of those trades that you feel like you want, but then kind of realize after, oh wait, could have done better for myself. Let's put Spirit of the Fens out now, and then Squad out next turn. Right now, if Pledge Mage gets flying, we got to think about whether we're willing to trade off, and they do have the ability to put 2 counters on it, but it's, oh, and that's enough to not trade anymore? Yeah, so we got to keep attacking, but not... Yeah, but I don't want to... I guess I could have offered that as well. I should have offered the Orator as well. You're right. That would have been fine. Well, Orator gets flying if I'm willing to pay 2 life to give Poet flying, but I didn't want to do that. The question is whether would I trade Orator for the Pledge Mage, and the thing is I would. So that would have been totally reasonable. Right, sure. Sorry, gang. New set blues. So, speaking of new set blues, well, if they're out of flying, we can at least send the Orator, because now I've read cards. And we got to leave the Spectre back to not die to instants from them. Yeah, that's certainly how I've felt throughout, is that Oppo has it all and I got nothing. And now it's like, do I Pledge Mage or do I save the Spectre drain that would allow us to take this for a turn? I think it's actually more important for us to be able to take this for a turn than it is to get a Pledge Mage out. The drain gives us a sure chance at a top of the deck that might give us a kill to the Pledge Mage. Boy, they are really going all in on that thing. I hate losing to shit like this. Pardon my frustrated French. I really do, though. This is part of my, like, again, this is where it's easy for me to get Cranky Ryan mad, but I have to look at all the decisions I've made that have also put me in a spot to lose this game, right? But I do not respect the all eggs in one basket plan without protection. True says this is legit if you have the plan to protect it. I'm not sniffing from opponent that they have a plan to protect it, honestly. But they're a reasonably ranked player. Maybe I'm just trying to sour the grapes to feel better about losing to this 8-6. Well, it's an out. It's an out. It's an out. We're going to use it. Well, and here we go. Like, this is why I don't respect this type of approach, because it's so vulnerable. And now we're going to find out, True. We get to find out. And we don't even know. Maybe they've got great protection for this somewhere in the deck, but not in their hand, and it's totally legit for their deck. But we do get to go and find an answer. Let's put a counter here. Hey, I haven't used my PG-13 S-bomb clause in quite a while. Now we've got necrotic fumes is what we're gonna do. Let's do necrotic fumes. I should have attacked first. I'm just being all... I'm so eager to get this thing dead, I'm not thinking through my whole turn. See, again, these are the mistakes I need to own up to and stop being so mad at the early format and be like, Ryan, you have a lot of control over your own fate that you're not using right. Why not Annihilation instead of Fumes? Because it gives them a card as opposed to just us losing a 1-1 that was not that big a deal. The argument to use the Annihilation is that it's exile instead of giving them ways to manage the destroy. Oh, both were exile. Sorry, then I am not thinking right. Yeah, then I certainly like us losing a pest rather than them drawing. I'm gonna sandbag the land. We don't have much of a top end to ramp to or anything. And this can make people misplay to hold a card in hand. God's Willing is in the Mystical Archive group, so God's Willing is possible. There's an uncommon Mind Rot, but it's interesting to note that it's uncommon. Could I stack these abilities and give this flying? Yes, but it cost me 2 life to do so, so I'm not bothering with no blockers, but yes. In fact, I worked that out during the draft to make sure that during deck building, we made sure that poets and orators work together. We made him sacrifice it with our rare. We got a command off with it as the only creature out. And now, help me out with that common black removal spell again. What's it called? Or how we could name Blot. I like Animosity's suggestion. How do we lose? You like Expel? Although Expel doesn't work against our Vigilance thing. That's why I was liking Mage Hunters. I'll just do that. I think naming common removal is good. All right, we'll play Campus and put on an upkeep stop. Start scrying an upkeep. Well, if they have Expel and don't want to use it on a Poet, we're going to find out now, because you know they're going to want to use it on the Silencer, right? See if Rob's read is correct. Not this time. Yeah, I like it. This card seems like a house. This card scares the heck out of me every time I see it. Except right now. This is the only time I haven't been scared the heck out of to see. All right, gotta win. Wow, I have more wins than losses. This is an unusual feeling for me in the format so far. I don't know if they have ranked best of 3 as a high priority or not. I really don't know what they think the problems or needs are. This is a good keep. Orator or Specimens on 2. With Juke, probably just Orator into Juke. Can make a flyer and make the Orator flying. Flying 2/2 for flying Vigilant 2/2 for 2 seems all right. Clever, you're gonna have to show me some serious cleverness for me to believe that is worth. Now this can hit hard at certain times, but just generally in limited it hasn't been worth it, but we'll see. I think I even played it once to try and see if I could get it to go. We were heavy spells and it didn't quite work. Well, you are having a different experience from me. I have not felt clever at all with Clever Illumimancer on my side of the battlefield. The one time I chose to run it, I have not run it since. I don't want to trade this off. I could play Hunt. I just want to max mana, and I'm trying to figure out if I should do that with Pledge Mage or Umbral Juke. And if we go Umbral Juke for a flyer right now, we can kind of get the beats on and then shore up the ground a bit. I think I do. Yeah, I guess Mage lets us start going next turn. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I know next turn we fly both. I just wanted to fly this turn, but I'm going to say no. I'm not going to offer up for the prof because we should be getting going in the air here. right, so now we can enter tapped land plus Umbral Juke. We can do this, but we don't have the tools to get anything back with it yet. So I'm going to go land, maybe even, yeah, I would say Juke to sack a creature, but they just sacked the Lumancer, and that doesn't seem good. So I'm just going to go ahead and make the flyer. You like Hunt? Oh yeah, we could do Hunt. Maybe Hunt is correct. I'm trying to use maximum mana, but I like Hunt. Hunt's fine. Let's do that. I like it, Rob. And let's see. Yeah, let's get our get another creature here. Math likes the counters. I like another ground body for all this stuff on the ground that we're facing. And if we have this Air Force going 5 a turn in the air with spell after spell coming, that's pretty good. This I remember being pretty bonkers good. Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attaching attack feature and untap it. Yeah, that's pretty scary. But we can do some blocking. Like, boy, if they're going to do that, I think we have to trade off the Orator. Gives us something in the graveyard for the command, actually. And maybe we just juke them out. Juke you out, juke you out, juke you out. Seriously, go listen to Juke by New Pornographers. It's a great song. So, yeah, let's give some lifelink and maybe even just, well, Juke into Juke, Spirit into, I'll go Spirit. Well, Command, what's Command going to get us? Command gets us one dead thing. Yeah, I guess with Command we would kill off something and get our Orator back. Do we really just want to make a 6/4 flying lifelinker? I think we just want to get maximum card value. Math likes going for a big sacrifice and return. I gotta do this or I'm gonna run out of hourglasses. Yeah, I think we're racing 2, but I just think Orator is actually better for the race than one hit of lifelink. Find a land, we got double sack, we can juke. If they don't play a creature, the single juke will be enough anyway. I mean, they've got a creature in hand. What are they going to do, though? If I were them, I would definitely get... Wow, they're not playing more creatures. Umbral Juke, and we found the land. Like, look, we can go Spirit Summoning to trigger everything, and then... respond with Juke to whatever they're up to kill the Mentor. So I like summoning. You like Juke first? I was going to make him do something, but I get maybe I'm overthinking that. We could just Juke him and yeah, if it's Wrath, we probably don't want to do the Spirit Summoning anyway. Let's do that. Because we are in such an advantaged position now, and their play is so odd, not playing the stuff out. I like Juke, pass, and make a flyer if they don't do anything else. But let's see. Well, they can't block flyers right now, sure. But I'm going to say lifelink given our options. Uh-huh. That's fine. How to Beat Sparring Regimen by Ryan Spain and chat. So far. I'm not going to get... That sounded cocky. I'm just trying to be funny. I know we're perfectly capable of losing the game from here. With that, though, I think we can go ahead and do the summoning and not worry about a Wrath. I'm not going to play around a Wrath anymore. I'm going to try and get max damage out there. They got a 2 spell. It's pretty good. And what do we got? We can... Go ahead and make them sack something else and swing away with the high-powered creatures and make them trade off again. You make a flyer, huh? Make a flyer. Yeah, maybe just make a flyer gets there. If this is no good and these are no good, flyer just gets there in 4 attacks. And then, yeah, and 2, well, it's not a 2-turn clock because the Orator gets in, but we don't get in this turn. Anyway, let's do that. Now, do we send in the 3-2 and offer? Currently, it blocks either of these with a Sparring Regimen, and it's kind of a must block for them anyway. I'd rather leave it back and decide what to block. You like sending it in? Well, then they just get to choose and then put a counter on the other thing. But maybe they're just at a point where they can't attack anymore anyway, and that's the whole point. A little bit nervous about the... oh, no, I thought it was haste. Well, if we do that... All right, sure, let's see what they want to do. I would just trade off, but then they don't necessarily have crackback, so... Oh, sorry, yeah, I'll put a stop on for upkeep Scry. And yeah, I should play lands out with the Scry in mind. Bottom is good for us to see on the speaking of Scries. See, they did do it. That's an interesting choice. But this is why I kind of wanted to stay back. Yeah, of course they did it because it gives it vigilance, right? See, I don't know. I'm not sure chat was right on sending that in. All it did was give them the choice of how to crack back. But yeah, we can pest chump, and that's not bad. I'm going to do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, scrying this upkeep doesn't really get us much. I'm just going to take a draw. And if we take a land, sorry for us. I kind of like the pest chump because it, well, I guess just gains us life. Yeah, I guess I didn't need to. Yeah. Now, we're just snap in trouble. But again, could I have played better to not be in trouble? Probably. So it's like I can get cranky, but I really don't think I'm playing well. Yes, and again, this is not comeuppance for being cocky about beating Sparring Regimen. I only explain that's how you beat it, is keep them all dead, but then we weren't able to do that, so now we're dead. You may be utterly annihilating me with your A+ rare, but I have Scry 1. Let's see, if we scry 1 now, we end up with 3 mana available. That's worth it. Let's scry. Semester's End. The card we were going to run instead of this was just the +1 or Indestructible, neither of which would be good here. And Squad, you're close to what we need, but not quite. But it does, with a chump, give us mostly, right?
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Actually, I'm going to take this off. We need to draw a creature naturally. I took it off because what we needed was a random creature that we could put counters onto after it trades, but we missed. I'm going to show them because we do technically survive here, and I really want to scry. So yes, they get to see that we have nothing except the Squad, but we got to give ourselves max chance, and that means scrying before upkeep and potentially scrying again on upkeep. Juicy Juice thinks we're just straight dead, so now I really hope we get incredible draws and Oppo just whiffs all over the place and we come up with a miracle comeback. That would be sweet. Ooh. Oh, we need a target creature, so if we did that, we'd have to target something of theirs. So unfortunately, even though this gives us a learn, we can't keep it because we gotta, well, I guess we could learn their creature and then exile it. So I guess that's worth keeping. Learn it, kill it. All right. What the heck just even happened? I don't even know what just happened. You know what? I don't even care what just happened. I'm not even gonna read. I'm not even gonna read what just happened.
Oh no, please! I can't read your crazy moon language!
I don't care. Don't even tell me. Don't even tell me. I don't care what just happened. The rules engine said it was legal. All right. Reasonable keep, though. Orator into expel into stuff and things. You're late, campus. I'm glad they found a way to attack with the Pledge Mage. Gives us a turn 3 play. So they're feeling not aggro. Okay, so then I'll go Campus Specimens instead. And I continue to want to take Necrotic Fumes as a response to Specimens because it's such a great sack. You know, you've made the pest to sack with, so I love having the fumes. Rob wanted the anatomy. Oh yeah? You think they scryed a land to the bottom? Strong play. No blocks, but now Expel does something if we want it. Could also just go Spiteful Squad, but I don't have a good place for the counters yet. So I'm inclined to maybe even Silver Quill Command. I mean, it uses all of our mana, gets our Orator back, and kills a creature. A simple 2-for-1 at 4 to max our mana seems fine. I'm going to do that. All right, more learning, guided by voices. Five mana, just play a Pledge Mage, get beef down. They're a little, they got some treasure, but they've been missing land drops. Let's start with an attack and then just drop some beef. Travis likes the squad. I like maxing the mana here. Rejected. Effectively stroke. You and me both, fake. I was talking about that earlier. I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show today, but I have had a lot of rough results, and I'm trying to be honest with myself that a lot of those results are my own damn fault, that I'm just not playing tightly, and I'm earning those losses like a non-champ. Professor. Oppo's still not doing much here. Let's send in and see. "20 years old." Robert, that's what that means, right? Robert is 20 years old today. Happy birthday, Robert. Oh, wait, no. 20 months of subs. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Robert. Upstanding member of our community around these parts, even if he harasses me all the time. Maybe that's part of why people love him. All right. Anyway, back to this game. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. We can go Spiteful Squad, Guiding Voice on Spiteful Squad, and know that if this dies, something else gets real big. I like that. Let's do that. Expanded Anatomy or Introduction to Annihilation. Let's go Expanded Anatomy, since we have some counter synergies going on. I don't know. Thank you, Robert. We'll raid Cord today. Yeah, maybe if I wanted power, I should have just gotten the Spirit. I don't know. It was somewhat of a random grab, wasn't it? More me not playing as tightly as I could right now. I think part of it is just these new formats. It's just impossible for anybody to expect themselves to play as tightly early on as they will later. but it doesn't mean you can't focus on it as an area to improve. Yeah, but Hat answered because he's so damn smart. I +1 Hat's response, D. You're looking to make it personal where it's just magic. True says, I don't recommend answering for other people, but you can. It's true. If you're going to answer for other people, like optimal is, I expect it's because ... Then you're not predicting anything specific. All right. See, it worked out. They kind of had to get it dead before we put more counters on it. I think that's what they were thinking. But we still get counters elsewhere. It's just that I guess it doesn't really matter. All right, 6 mana. What are we doing here? Let's, I guess let's learn. I will correct my mistake of not getting the creature before. And we'll go Professor, get a creature this time. But I'm going to send in first. Sometimes I remember to attack first as a matter of course. And I'm going to play, well, although you could make the argument for play Professor and actually hold because we're at somewhat of a wrath or win type situation. Right? We could exile our own pest and make a bigger creature. But I think I'm going to get the Spirit Summoning. But I'm going to hold for now. Well, let's see. Let's say they kill this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I'm going to play it because, I mean, if they wrath, that kind of stinks. But this isn't a, I don't know what wraths are even in red. And this playing Spirit Summoning lets us win through them killing the Orator. This gives us win next turn if they kill Orator. Or that, for example. So we just fumes away 1 and expanded anatomy and let's see. I shouldn't be too hasty. We fumes away 1. They're force block on the other. We get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So fumes 1, counters on something else, and we got it. Oh wait, except this still becomes force. Wait. I just forgot that we had to sack to do that. So, I think maybe we still have to, though. And then Lash of Malice could help us on here. Well, no. Still lethal. Okay, sorry. I'm not doing the math right, but we'll still do this. And let me rethink the math then. Okay, so now if we send and they block here and we do this, we still win. Okay, yes, there we go. Just had to get there. Now, any 2 are lethal, so we should be good. They're tapped out. Lash, 5/5 is the only thing we couldn't lash to win. Anything else and we win. But lashing the 5/5 and they can chump it. Behind on my record keeping, I think we're 3-2 now? Or 4-2. 3-2 or 4-2. 3-2, okay. right, this is keepable. Probably starting on Hunt so that we can have a guaranteed 3 drop, but we'll see what we draw. It's always better to use gems on drafts, right? No, it used to be my default was to use gold first because it was the less flexible currency. Gems being more flexible, allowing you into things that gold does not, made gold the spend first thing. Then the the Arena Open came along, in which entering with gold was a significant discount. So now I actually have, I'm working on storing up gold so that if they keep the same pricing scheme for the next open, I'll be able to enter at that discounted rate. No guarantee they'll keep it the same, but since it's kind of 6 half dozen type choice, might as well do the one that has some upside. We got a lot of 2-drop options. This one guarantees something to do on 3, though, that maxes us out. And this becomes a nice 2-spell 4 turn 4. So I'm going to go ahead and Hunt here and guarantee us a 3. Although the only good guaranteed 3 is double white. You know what I mean? Actually, given that, I'm going to do this. Here's part of the slew of impressive enough 2/2s for 2 at gold uncommon that I love 2 damage in the format. And yeah, we'll offer for that. Why not? I'm going to start with this offer. Our uncommon 2-drop for theirs. Oh yeah, I should have given it lifelink. I'm just trying to disguise my hand, though. I didn't want to... Like, this at least threatens a trick. But lifelink would have been reasonable, too. I could have done this and held up 1 still, I suppose. Like having the command next turn. That could be good. Oh yeah, they're field tripping as well. So probably command for draw and kill. It also maxes our mana for the turn, so yes, I'm going to do it. Yeah, but it was our turn, so it would have worked. Target opponent sacks a creature, target player draws and loses. We're the target player, and they're the target opponent. Eliminates a strong removal spell, but we're doing pretty good here despite. What do we want? We got Expel plus Poet, but Oppo isn't showing us necessarily an Expel path. We could hunt and sack to exile this. We just play this as a 5-mana removal spell. But this isn't doing that much right now. I'm going to start by offering the Fanatic. If they just want to trade Fanatic, that's fine. And then, yeah, we slam the 5/5. Offer it up, and then, regardless of what they do, drop the beef. My 1-7-win deck had, or maybe I'm only 6 wins on it now. Oh, no, I think I got to 7, but I had like 3 of these and a bunch of the green fight spells, and it was just nonsense. They don't have blocks on the Pledge Mage, and I'd be willing to trade off the Fanatic even for the Inkling. So I'm just going to swing in here, and then we'll decide what to do after combat. Oppo really being tight to not trade there. I'm surprised that given the status of things, they didn't take my offer. Maybe they're worried about my open mana or something, but it was a legit offer, Oppo. Let's hunt for specimens and then probably Poet. But I kind of forget what we even have to work with. No, let's go Spirit Summoning and play that. Thank you for the sub, Mike. 16 months. Thanks, Mike. Long time contributor of strategic thoughts around these parts. Mainstay of keeping me on track. Maybe that's what they were trying to do, is do a little recovery plan there, but now we just get to expel that thing. I'm going to start with the expulsion. And I like making Oppo scoop with the expulsion. Well, the lifelink was only for that turn, Scotty, so I assume they were attacking to get the 4 life while they could. Expulsion into explosion indeed. All right, 4 wins. Feeling pretty good. After how this weekend went, 4 wins feels like 7. Let me tell you, woohoo. About 4 or 5 total drafts so far. Not that many. It feels like 1 million, and it feels like I've won 1 or 2 in all of them. Yeah, this is a keep. We've got a turn 1 play, a turn 2 play, a possible turn 3 play. Well, that's what we're trying to figure out, Hunter. What I'm acknowledging is that a lot of what's going wrong is my in-game choices. So that's one thing that could use some work. Variance. In one of those spots where I feel like I zig when my opponent is zagging and whatnot, I'm going to go Mage Duel. It's Quandrixy, so we'll go Mage Duel. Why go Orator first? I'm on power. I want the biggest power. Yeah, lots of zigzag mismatch that's just been bad for me. Now, do I offer up this trade as inevitable? If they send in, we could use an expel on it, but I'm in for just fine. Okay, you trade our 2 for 2. We trade our 2 for their 2, and we just keep developing the board. That Drake is going to get its dog in the end anyway, so... you want a definitive card to name. I don't know how definitive you're going to get. To me, that thing is a 3-2 for 2, and if it does anything else, you're pretty happy about that. Now we'll go Orator. No problem, Spadone. I'm in. I'll see you Thursday. All right, they don't have good blocks. I mean, at least we can send in a test 'em attack here. Getting a lesson is an interesting idea. Sure. I'll keep that in mind with this card. That's an excellent point. I don't know if that's what Mike was going for, and I just didn't read what Mike was saying properly. But yeah, that's fair. This is a format where you do have some knowledge of spells in Oppo's hand, more so than a lot of other ones. That's an interesting question, Spadone. I have enjoyed it, but I have not been successful. It's probably a good sign that I'm enjoying it, even though I haven't been winning. Umbral Juke gets worse when these pests show up. You kind of get put into 2-1 flyer mode, but that's even a decent mode, which is why it's a good spell in the end. It's not an expel, though. It's just a spell. I think we hold on Juke. Although I could just play it and then we get to fly. So let's start flying. You like hold up expel. I like keep sending in the Orator. We can even trade off Mage Hunter if we want. I'd be okay with that. I don't know who Mr. Beast is. Apparently a bigger YouTuber than I. So. Oh, wait, I was too busy. Sorry, gang. I was busy reading about all of this. And look.
All right, everyone. Chill.
Thanks, Hat. There is your first meme debut. Let's see. I'm going to go with Squad. Whatever, 50 million subscribers. I could do that. I just need to be more popular, more charming, more witty, better at marketing. It's a long list. Oh no, it's one of the mistakes of the set. These horrendous frickin' deans. I hate these deans. I'd like them if they were all individual cards. I hate that they're on the same card. What does this do? Exile the top X cards of your library and put a study counter on each of them. Then you may put a card you own in exile with a study counter on it in your hand. Okay. And that happens top X. Oh, and draw one of them and then get the other ones later? Okay. Anyway, we can two-spell here. Probably, I'm going to two-spell it. And then we have expel. We can expel the Dean if the Dean attempts to attack. You like sending in Spiteful Squad? I don't think I want to trade it off, even though it could put counters up top or whatever. I'm just... If we send in the squad, they trade like this and this for it. They trade a pest for it. Or they just take two. And then what do we get out of it? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to say no attacks. I don't like this. I don't like sending the squad. Oh, that's true. It does have death touch. Sorry, it does. It's death touch. So it would kill 2. That might have been worth it. Maybe that's worth it. Yeah, counters onto the flyer is not nothing, but it doesn't need to happen right now. In fact, I kind of don't want it to happen right now. I want to encourage that Dean to attack. And now we could go looking for... All right, let's go ahead and send the squad now per the point that was made. That worst case is they double block in a way that at least gets us a token and a 1/3, and then we get some counters and we hold up the expel. As somebody predicted, they also can not block this, but that's fine. That's us getting damage in, right? We could Guiding Voice the squad, but again, that's for later. We're going to try to expel the Dean here. Can't do Lessons if we're hoping to expel. And I guess I let him make this choice before. This is the little things that I've been missing, right? Hastily doing the expel. Whoa, wait! I really thought it would still give us the chance. Okay, well, that wasn't... I'm happy that my mind did the right thing. I'm not happy that I trusted the client. Thanks, client. Thanks. Wow. That really cost. That really cost. I mean, that's a free card for them. I was only going to let them use the Dean once. That was the plan. That's really frustrating. No, I did not pass the turn. I did not pass the turn. The game passed the turn for me. Attack with the Dean, please. Please. So harsh, especially because that means we didn't even spend our mana. I could have at least Guided Voices or whatever. Ugh. I probably should. What is it? 12 o'clock? Yeah. I think I'll report that. I mean, because I literally hope that they would fix that. The thing is, I mean, here's my suggestion to Wizards. It's fine that you don't put the end step as an auto stop, but if anything happens on the end step, then treat it like a main phase pause, right? Anyway. Well, you can always have hope that they'll be silly. But now I think I shouldn't mess around. Well, they're going to do it again. I'm just going to do it right this time. We'll just do it right this time. But really annoying. Here, let's go into full control, everybody. Now, I'm in full control, so I should be able to let them make this decision and still respond by killing the thing. That's why we put it in full control, so that I could do everything correctly. No, Animosity, I'm not going to do it before they decide. I am going to have the game execute the strategy as I intend. And if it doesn't, I get to get a free draft because I'll tell Wizards all about it. Blot out the sky, you know, Hunter. What are you doing? Hunter's just trying to laugh at having Mind's Desire. There's no world... Hunter, if you were streaming, maybe you'd be forced into Mind's Desire, but I think as someone out there just trying to win games, you know what to do. You know what to do. But if that were my pick, I'd probably have to Mind's Desire it just for funsies. Although as far as streams go, I'm not really a funsies stream. I'm a get those wins done stream. And on that front, I like getting rid of the Trickster because I don't see any reach. Look at me checking for reach. See how I checked all these creatures for reach? Now we can hunt, sack the pest, get rid of the flyer, and start getting in the air. Thanks. I have kept that clip in the side. We'll get the fumes. Oh, it does have whirlwind now. You and making me look at the known things in hand. So we'll do that then, and just offer. We'll offer trades. Do I want to offer the Orator? Maybe not the Orator. Maybe I was supposed to put a counter on it even, and give them a chance to counter that. I'm going to send these two right now, see if they want either of them. Mine's Desire not even playable in Standard at the moment because the rope counts until the final spell resolves, so you don't even have time to play it all. I don't know what that means. How much? For 4? So next turn we'll play Guiding Voice, and at least they can't counter it. Or we could just play this and make them use this now. But I don't know. Now we've got the flyer out of the way. And what do we want to kill? That's the thing. I mean, I could use this, but I don't really fear any of their creatures. Maybe Zimone's got to die. Sure, we could make him save Zimone and then look to rise Zimone after. So let's do that. We're trading fumes for a counter intentionally to set up Rise to actually work. Okay, well, so you can do it. It just pressures your rope intensely. But what a tension, huh? All right, we found our land. That's great. They might have another counter. We got to watch for this access tunnel potentially getting us, but we also need to kill Zimone, or we just lose to her. We just straight up lose to her. In fact, we might straight up lose to this one activation. So if this doesn't resolve, we are totally dead. We might still lose to just the value that's about to be got at. You want to kill a squirrel? No. This is the problem. I get it, but this is the problem. All right. Whew. Don't worry, gang. They only got a 3-for-1. Whew. Dodged a bullet there by only taking the 3-for-1. What do we want? Oh, 2-for-1 because we get a card back, right? So let's get more exiling. And yeah, we got to get rid of the... We'll give him a card over a 3-2, I think. You like reduce the squirrel? I'd rather give him a card than a creature. Maybe they draw a land, but yes, it's a little more expensive. We get both of these next turn. And I'm going to send Squad still. We can throw that on Poet or Orator if they block. And we have some pretty good blocks on the backside. Willing to put Hunter and like Fanatic in front of the colony if they want to try that. But with this trade, actually, I just make the Hunter bigger, and then Hunter can straight up block everything. Scott like the Orator still. I like having one huge blocker on the ground that covers everything they're threatening. And we do have an answer to their flyer blocker, and then we can start getting it in the air again. Could even change our mind on intro. If we want to just turn this into a ground creature, we could do that too. Maybe you're right that that's actually better. I'm down for that. And let's see, let's make Orator bigger. Or try. A lot of cards. I'm just kind of willy-nilly playing into 5 cards and open mana, but again, it's partly because we don't have any choices but to try and make our stuff happen. Try this. We just want to get back in the air here. And Poet pings us to make flying, but Leech Fanatic regains us even more, except for Snow Day. Messing with us big time. And now we're under a lot of pressure on a crackback, and these don't untap. That's a huge play right there. Huge play. Welp, we are low on options given these are going to be pinned down for the next turn as well. We are no longer the aggressor, and we need to actually make some trades here. So I'm going to offer the Poet up and hold on to the Lifelinker. Hunt for specimens. Boy, we are up against it again. I think we're probably just dead here. I think this is where our run ends. There you go. For style points. They did give an "Are you sure?" though. I was curious. We predicted that, right? That they were gonna warn us about the fact that we were about to run into a counter, a counter. Oh, Captain Fake! Come on, that would have been much worse for us. If Z was sitting there drawing cards, 2 cards a turn, believe me, that would have not worked out for us. Yep, I draft not only every day, whenever I want now. I basically at first was drafting once a day on this account during the week, and then we transitioned to one of the biggest tip. Like for a long time, I was selling people on some smaller tips for optimizing the arena economy, and they're still valid. You should still cycle your 500 quests every day. You should basically be conscious of the free gold that Wizards is offering for you to play and take advantage of that. But the number one way to take advantage of the free gold that Wizards is offering you to play is to open up multiple accounts. This splits up your collection building, which is a big knock for constructed players. But my audience is predominantly limited players with a touch of constructed. There's some constructed players who hang out with me for sure. But mostly my viewers are heavy limited with some amount of constructed, which is where I'm at. I'm heavy limited with some amount of constructed. And far and away, the blow it all away approach to saving money on your arena experience if you're a heavy limited player is to open a second account. What this does is if Wizards is willing to pay you 1,250 gold a day to play, your second account doubles that to 2,500 a day. If you play 4 accounts, you can get 5,000 gold a day. Basically, the more accounts you have, the more gold you can earn. Of course, this requires time. So, this is for people who have more time than money. If you are super flush and you value time above all, which I totally get, whatever, just run an account and pay Wizards when you need more stuff, right? Great. Congratulations on being at a place where that doesn't matter. However, if you're like me and you're a system gamer, you just like gaming systems because systems are fun to game, or you are more strapped on the cash front and saving money on Arena really matters to you, then yeah, second account is where it's at. What you do with that, let me claim this prize here. What you want to do, see, we've won 4 times and we have an empty quest slot. Basically, Wizards is no longer paying me to play on this account. I could continue to play here if I want, because I do. I want to draft some more. I want to play some more. I'm not gonna. I got other stuff to do today. I'm going to come back later and do it. But the point is, the next time I want to play today, it's going to be on one of my accounts that's paying me gold to do so. This account no longer paying me gold to play. I'm done with it for the day. That's the bottom line. And Mike has a good mantra there. Yeah, focus on having the best earning potential for the time you do play. So Mike likes to have enough accounts to always be able to open one with 3 quests on it. Mike, that assumes, though, that you're going to even make it through all those quests, which I don't think is necessarily true, because Mike and I have somewhat diverging strategies on how to approach managing the multiple accounts. I'm on job one is to enjoy your life, which might mean not worrying about your second account. So I want to get to that too. Don't let second accounts rule your life. Don't feel like, I'm not going to go play with my dog or raise my child or be a good partner because my 4th account needs a win today. Just don't do it that day, right? But it's nice to have it there and know that, I'm on one of those days where I have a lot of extra time, I have some time right now. I'm going to use that 4th account to good effect today to get gold from Wizards. But if you worry about min-maxing your extra accounts, you're just putting burden on yourself instead of giving yourself a tool to enjoy free magic. And so my thing, though, is that the most important thing for any account you're trying to optimize is leaving your play with an empty quest slot, because that's 550 gold right there, which is our assumed average of the 500s and the 750s, about 550 per quest. Like, leaving a quest slot closed, having no open quest slots, is minus 550 gold. That's too much of a hit. Next biggest hit, though, is not winning on the day. Your first win on the day gets you 250 gold. Then it's the second, third, and fourth wins at 100 gold each, right? but those are your priorities. So for me, my priority number 1 is clearing a quest slot. Priority number 2 is winning once. And then priority number 3 is winning 4 times. And then I stop. Mike likes to be able to hop onto an account and wipe out all 3 quests at once so that he's earning like maximum gold for that account. But since you can't guarantee that you're always completing those quests, I approach it slightly differently. But Mike and I are basically on the same page. So we're splitting hairs over how we manage our second accounts, when fundamentally that message of second account is your ticket to cheaper magic if you are focused on limited play. Okay? I beat on that drum a lot, but it is so important because I mean, I can't tell you the number of people who have adopted that strategy and stopped paying for Arena. 1-2 step. Add extra accounts, stop paying for this game. Pretty simple. Bye, YouTube friends.